started and we'll see what happens.
All right.
Okay, I think that we're live and I do not have my phone to double check.
Yeah.
Hey, everyone. It is Krista and welcome to Three Crones in the Woo Woo. As you can tell, we're having a little bit of a, here we go, a little bit of a technical difficulties. Gayle is having the computer challenge this week where I had it last week. It's okay. We like to share these things. So, on with the show. We did not want to delay our time with you because we know how important it is. I'm sorry, I don't have the ability to make it all sing and dance, which I was kind of sad about because I do like to do my little dance. I know. Damaris knows because she sees me dancing behind the scenes.
And I love it. I love it. I love the energy.
Well, there we go. So I am the Crystal Crone, Krista Ducharme. Damaris, who is on this side of me, this side of me, this side. Yes. That's Damaris Samolinski. She is our stargazing crone. And then we are waiting for Gayle. Like I said, she's updating her computer, or her computer's rebooting. Not exactly, it doesn't matter either way. It doesn't matter. So, but we are excited that you're here. So how was your 4th of July weekend, Damaris?
It was really nice. I was supposed to be in Georgia visiting my daughter, but I have an elderly dog and I couldn't find anybody that would stay with him while I was away in Georgia. So I had to postpone my trip. And I'm glad that I did because he would have been, there was so many fireworks right in front of my house. Yeah. My neighbors were doing them and he would have lost it, So, but I had a good time watching the fireworks and just being home. Next time I'll go to Georgia, but I wasn't even supposed to be here today on the show. I don't know if you remember, because I was going to be away.
That's right. That's right. You were going to be away this week. I do remember that. And I was like, wait a minute. That's right. You were supposed to be gone. Well, hopefully your daughter got to enjoy her 4th of July, even though you weren't there.
She did. She was sending me pictures. We were supposed to go to Savannah. She lives in Atlanta, but she was going to drive 4 hours to Savannah, and we were going to fly into Savannah and meet there. And nice. But couldn't do it because of my dog. But it's okay.
I totally understand. We, as many of you know, had helped Ramage cross his bridge not too long ago, and understand completely because yes, it was hard to leave him and when we would go away, and it was hard to find people who understood that an elderly dog needs just a little different type of TLC. And definitely. So I totally understand that. That's good. But I'm glad that you get to enjoy some fireworks. Although I'll be honest, after living in Washington State, I am not a huge fan of fireworks anymore.
Why over there was why is that?
It was insane. That's why. We lived in an area, Bothell, Washington, and we lived in a area where it was okay to have fireworks. And so people had fireworks starting from July 1st until July 5th.
Oh my
and on
goodness.
The 4th of July, it started as early as 5 a.m. and it didn't end until 3 a.m.
It's crazy. My neighbors did that too. They started really early. I'm like, isn't it supposed to be at nighttime so you could see them light up? Like during the day, you can't really see them.
Yeah. And so Ramage, it really sent him over the edge. Yeah. He really had a hard time with the whole firework thing, and there was just no reprieve. And I knew people who suffered also from who have PTSD, who are war veterans. And so for me, I'm just like, there's a time and place and space for fireworks.
I agree with you 100%.
Not in my opinion, not in a neighborhood.
No, I agree with you 100%. Like I said, my neighbors, I don't know where they get them from, but they have them for hours. And so nobody was really willing to watch my dog because they were, everybody wanted to do their thing. And so I was like, you know
Oh
what, we're
yeah.
going to have to postpone our trip because I couldn't
Yeah.
just go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and you did the right thing. I totally would have done that myself, and I totally understand. So yeah, I'm there with you. So we have a viewer. Her name is Joan. So hi, Joan. I want to welcome you. We have
Hi,
other
Joan.
viewers that are on who haven't come in to say hello. I want to invite you guys to come on in, say hello. If you're on YouTube, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And if you're on Facebook, I invite you to go to YouTube and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you too can see us on our YouTube channel, which is Three Crones and the Woo Woo on YouTube. We own 2 of the channels, so make sure that you do the on YouTube to get the live. The current and live channel with us, and we'd love to have you there. We are working at growing that page, so we are really excited if you feel like, hey, this is my place and this is my home. Also, we want to invite you to go on to StreamYard. I do not have the thing. Gayle, it looks like she's coming on. Yes. There she is. Gayle's here. So I invite you to go and give StreamYard permission. Also, so we can see your name in Facebook, and that will allow us to see you in real time. All righty. So Gayle, can you hear us? I feel like a Verizon commercial. I don't know if she can hear us.
I don't know if she can hear us.
I don't know. All right, so we'll mosey on. My 4th of July weekend.
Yes. How was it?
I went to Bruges, Belgium.
Nice.
And it was fabulous. I think that we found our new favorite Northern European city.
Wow.
And oh my gosh, it was amazing. We stayed in the most, I think, wonderful bed and breakfast. It was a little bed and breakfast.
Can you guys hear me all?
Now
we can hear you.
Yes.
I can.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you. Oh, maybe it's her headset. How funny would that be? We can hear you. It happens to all of us.
Yes.
So we stayed in this amazing place. And it was right on one of the canals. Bruges is known as being like the Venice of Belgium, and it has quite a remarkable history. I did not fully understand it until I was actually there. So that was really awesome. And then yesterday, for the actual 4th of July, we went to watch Top Gun Maverick in 4D. 4D. Wow. I don't know if you guys have the opportunity or have a theater near you that does 4D, but oh my gosh, that was a totally different movie experience.
With Tom Cruise?
Yes.
Nice.
It really was. And for me, I think it was a really great, a really great part 2, if you will. It really was well done, and there was just enough reminiscing to tie everything together. And yeah, so it was really great. But I have to say, the 4D experience we had, that was really awesome. So I don't know if you know what a 4D theater experience is.
I don't. I never been to a 4D. 3D,
so
yes,
4D,
not 4.
So 4D is when the chairs move.
Oh.
So, you go side to side, and you go forward, and you go backward, and you go up and around and down.
Gosh,
and then,
like a ride.
And then air, if it's windy, it blows air at you.
Oh my
If it's raining or if there's ocean spray, you get a little bit, you feel the ocean spray. I mean, it really was a different movie experience, but it was a lot of fun. So,
wow.
I finally fixed everything.
Yay!
Okay.
I've been to a 4D too, and it's really cool when like the mist hits you. You're on a ship, and your chair's going, and the waves are coming up over, and you feel the mist in your face. And I think that there was one that I saw in Disney World where a character sneezed, and you got like misted, and it was just so gross. It was just water, but the thought of it was just like, ugh. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
So sorry I'm late, everybody. My computer decided to go AWOL on me and go, figure this one out, bitch.
And you did. And you did. And you did.
Oh, so catch me up to speed. Did we do the intro or any of the any videos or anything yet? Or
no videos.
No videos. Okay. We just said hello.
Awesome. I love that you guys are talking. Thank you, guests, for being here and putting up with our crap. Pilar, Tracy, Joan, oh my gosh, and the unnamed, always present Facebook user. Yeah,
that's it.
Awesome.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here, and let's get this popcorn stand started. Well, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Three Crones in the Woo Woo. I am your word witch. I was on the wrong side. We've moved now. My name is Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. To my side, I have Miss Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. And of course, as always, supporting us from below is Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. Hi, ladies.
Hi.
How the hell is it going for you?
It's going. We've been doing pretty okay.
Yes. How was it with you this 4th of July?
Oh, it was freaking phenomenal. First of all, I want to say thank you and acknowledge both of you that a teacher can leave the classroom and we're not we're spitballing in a positive way. Okay.
Thank you. Krista did very good. With the announcements.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Thank you. I have been, working on that inner diva.
Yes.
Trying to get her out.
I cannot get her out front, maybe. There you go. Not out. We need her.
Yeah, out front. I need to, I've been trying to tap into her. And I did. For those, Damaris and Gayle know, I'm working on a video. A welcome video for our YouTube page, and I made one earlier, and then I tried to share it with you guys, and my computer decided it wants to do its own thing too. So I totally get the whole computer wanting to have a mind of its own. I'm like, is that really
I think this Independence Day crap has gone to our machines' heads. I think the AI is like, what independence? Ooh.
Yeah, funny.
Anyways, so this holiday, oh my gosh, the place that I am currently laying my head at night is in Fraser, Michigan, and I can literally stand in the yard, although I may have to walk around the house once or twice, and see professional fireworks coming up out of people's backyards.
Yeah.
In 7 different angles.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow.
And there's a park with a parking lot right next to us that people come and bring their little bottle rockets and shit like that too. But it has been the most colorful and explosive 4th of July. Literally for the last 4 days, it starts around 9:30ish in the neighborhood. And it sounds like the War of 1812. Because when you're sitting between the houses, you can't see the fireworks at all. It's just boom, 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 boom. Literally. And
the dogs.
it touches me somehow, you
Mhm.
know? Like, this is what remember back when the American Revolution actually like happened 246 some years ago, right? And the British and the Americans would roll up on somebody's farmland. There'd be a house in the distance, right? And they would start killing each other. And then whoever was in the house may or may not be kind enough to pull these wounded soldiers in and nurse them back to health, right? That's how it was. That's how it is in this property. Is, you know, just you feel transported back to when people actually got on the ground, boots on the ground, right? And put their life at risk for something that they believed in. You know, they called it back then the great cause, right?
Yeah.
It's a far cry different from how we do war these days. Yes. You know, you really, you really risked a lot when, and I think that made it, people gave more thought to it when they decided to actually go to war. You know?
Well, because it would come from a very personal side. Not that war isn't personal now. I think that because we can do things that aren't face to face, you don't see the whites of their eyes, so to speak. You know, so you're not, when you can have, when you can fight without that, it becomes more like a video game.
Exactly. And a lot of us on the American military side, we don't understand what it's like to have someone else's blood splashed upon you. You know, we are far too distant in what we do now. When's the last time that we sent in the infantry to do anything? What, Desert Freedom?
I don't want to speak for that or speak to that. But yeah, no, there have been other things that we've actually sent.
That's actually just the last one I can remember. You know,
we've had other things where boots have been on the ground. I mean, for me, that's not we're Navy. So mine is all about ships. Not saying that we don't put Navy personnel boots on the ground, because funny enough, that happens. Kind of like it's really funny that the Army has more commissioned floating vessels than the U.S. Navy does. There you go. There's your tip for the day.
I did not know that. That's really cool.
Yeah, so isn't that kind of cool?
Damaris, what was New York like for you? Because don't they usually do some beautiful fireworks around the Statue of Liberty and stuff? Did they?
I don't know. Well, my neighbor, I was telling Krista in the audience, my neighbor next door, they started doing fireworks like at 2 PM, and they lasted till like 2 AM, and they had like beautiful fireworks. I was saying too that I was supposed to go to Georgia, but I couldn't find someone to stay with my dog, and he's an elderly dog. So I didn't go. I postponed it. And I'm so glad that I did, because the fireworks were just horrendous. You know, it's very loud and scary. I was sitting on my porch, and there was this cat that came out of nowhere running for its life, thinking it was shot. It was shot at, you know, it was so scary for them. But we were good. We were fine just on the porch. We were watching the show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. The 2 dogs that I have, one is very old, my Akita Jasmine, and she can't be bothered. I mean, I know there are a lot of dogs out there that really are bothered by it. She can't be bothered. The other one, Baby, is a Belgian Malinois, right? Police dog kind of thing. Okay. And strangely enough, she was completely okay with it until she saw fireworks lit in front of her and saw the sparks and the explosions and all that. And she took off around the house, and now she can't even tolerate the sounds. As soon as the popping starts, she climbs up on somebody's lap and just wants to be held.
They get so scared.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I hope all of your dogs made it through it, audience. What was that?
We would have to shut everything. I mean, our curtains, and then we would spend, we would watch loud movies, war movies.
Overpower.
Yeah, something to overpower and distract.
Yes.
And even at that, you know, as it started getting darker and darker between explosions and the light leaking through, poor Ramage, he just, the first year we were warned, but I did not listen. I don't want to say I did not listen. We were warned. I did not understand. For the second year, you know, it was like, okay, I knew that for 4 days I could do nothing but be there with Ramage and what, you know, and make sure that, you know, he was okay. It was just, I was telling Damaris and the audience that was there earlier that it was probably a turn off point for me and fireworks. I just am like, it's not really, I think, considerate of us.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just me. Oh, and by the way, the Facebook user is Tanya.
Oh,
Tanya, all you have to do is go to streamyard.com/Facebook and tell them your name, and then it will show up every time that you come on the show and comment. Just a one-time thing. You don't have to do it a second. But thanks for doing that.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a little bit of a surprise.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I think you guys kind of know about it, but the rest of them don't. So you got to listen. And where are my Michigan peeps? Can you put, you know what? Let's find out where everybody's from in the comments right now, okay? And then will share my surprise. Look at the fireworks. Oh, woo, live. I'm going to be alive this week at Rock Your World Summer event at the VFW Bruce Hall in St. Clair Shores. $10 entry. I know that flew by so fast. I'm going to give it to you again. And then we will upload into the group the rest of it. There's going to be holistic products, psychics, readers, mediums, aura photos, food trucks. It goes on from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Wow.
Come see me at my little tent. And I'm going to have crystals there. I'm going to do intuitive reading and spiritual counseling. And we're going to have a great time. Apparently, there's over 70 vendors at this event. So I just locked in our spot today. PT Consultants will be there in force promoting 3 Crones and the Woo Woo. And I'm very, very excited about all that. We'll probably do a live or two while we're there. So make sure that if you're in the area of Jefferson Avenue in St. Clair Shores on Saturday the 9th or Sunday the 10th, come on in and see me. It's only $10. I'm worth it, you know.
You are so much more.
Yeah.
So much more.
Definitely.
Awesome. All right, Miss Damaris, are we ready to hit the road on this one?
We're ready.
Woohoo! Yay! July 3 through 9.
All right. So I'm going to talk about 2 things. I mean, there's so much, but I'll only talk about 2 things. So we have Mars going into Taurus and Mercury going into Cancer. So that's going to make a focus for family, finances, and home. So getting our home in order, family affairs, and all of that, our finances. That's what that energy is all about. So we need to do that. We also have the second phase, which started yesterday, of the Pluto return. The Pluto return started February 22nd, 2022, and we had the first phase. Now we're going into the second phase. So the second phase, no stone left unturned. Everything that's been hidden will come to the surface. There's a lot of different systems that are going to be restructured. And I want to talk specifically about the educational system, just because the number 9 coincides with that. So the educational system, there's a lot of things that are going to be restructured in our educational system, starting from, grade school all the way to college. So things that, when you really look at it from a spiritual perspective, what are the things that we should be really studying in school? Those are the questions that we should be asking ourselves. Now, I'm sure math and stuff like that, English, grammar, whatever, those are things that are needed in school. There's a lot of things that should have been added to that curriculum that were not, and that will be in the future.
Like what?
Go ahead. What were you saying?
Like what? What do you think should be added to it or will be added to it in the future?
So I feel like things that, how do we live life outside when we graduate high school or graduate college? What are the things that we should be prepared for? Like, first of all, I think that astrology should be taught in school. Why is that? Because astrology is really, when you think about the natal chart, is our potential in this lifetime, is our, each sign represents a personality aspect or characteristic, a quality. Which qualities did we come in with, and how do we, sort of like fix the qualities, the flaws of, each of us, because we each have flaws. How do we fix that? How do we, become, our greatest potential, right? How do we, realize what we came here to do? So the astrology chart, the astrology chart teaches you that. It teaches you your potential. It teaches you where your life purpose, resides. And so that you can get on with that. Because most people, including myself, we're always wondering, what am I here to do? What is my purpose? A lot of people say, my purpose is a caretaker, or my purpose is a teacher, or a nurse, or a doctor. That's part of it. It's not all of it. We're so vast. There's so many aspects, so many, layers to us. And so when we get a fresh start in school, when we come out of high school or college, we already know exactly who we are, what we're supposed to be doing, and then we can get on with that. The educational system here in the United States, I don't know everywhere else, is so expensive. And so kids come out of college in debt. And a lot of them go into a career, but they also owe a lot of money, from the college that they've been to. Especially if let's say you're a doctor or something like that. There's a lot of money that you owe, you're in debt. So I don't feel like it should be that way. I feel like it should be different, and it will be different, because again, we should get a fresh start to know who we really are, what we're here to do, and what we signed up for, because we all signed up for something. That's why we're here. Yeah. And so understanding all of that gives us, a push, so to speak. It also, we sometimes, because we don't know who we are or what we're supposed to be doing, a lot of time gets wasted. A lot of money gets wasted because we're trying to figure that out. We're trying to, find out, okay, what am I here for? You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be restructured 100%. There's other systems that are also going to be restructured. As I've been saying for a while now, we're going into the fifth dimensional reality, which is where we go from believing in something to knowing it. There's a difference between, I believe this, or I know this. There's a different energy to it. I know this, you're confident. When you believe in something, you're not really sure. You just believe in it. So we're going to, from the believe to the knowing. And so once we know something, there's no doubt. There's confidence in it. And so we can move forward with that confidence and that knowing. And of course, each of us are different, and each of us have different abilities and came with different journeys and different purposes. But if you know within yourself what you're supposed to be doing, there's no one can sway you in a different direction, so to speak, and then you go forth, doing that. Yeah. So between now and October, there's a lot of things, because this is phase 2 with the Pluto return, a lot of things that are going to come up to the surface. A Pandora's box is going to be open, so to speak, and there's no turning back. Once you know something, then it's not like you're believing something. Then right? It's better to know than to believe, like I said before. The number 9, the number 9 holds the vibration of all the other numbers from 1 to 8. So from 1 to 8, I feel like you're the student, so to speak. And the number 9, you become the teacher. It's like going within and following your own inner light. It's a completion. It's, having a lot of awareness, I feel, a lot of knowledge, because you've been through all of these, lessons, so to speak, from one to through 8. And then knowing, having that knowing and being the universal teacher that you are at that vibration. Also, the number 9, I feel, has to do, when I think of the number 9, I think of the hermit, because in the tarot deck, the hermit is, shining your own light to the world, being of service to humanity. And I also want to say, when we're being of service, we have to have like almost like spiritual discernment, because sometimes we want to help people that don't want to help themselves. And so what we're doing then is taking away karmic lessons away from them, and then adding karma to ourselves, because now we're wasting time trying to help those that don't want to be helped, and we're not then getting on with ourselves. We only should help those that are ready, willing, and wanting the help. Then we help them. Yeah, we're here to serve other people and to help them along the way, but only if they need us halfway, so to speak. A lot of people want to help those that do not want to help themselves. And there's a problem, I feel, in that, because then there's karmic consequences to both the person that we're helping and then to ourselves. So we have to discern, okay, who am I helping here? Who is ready for the help? The number 9 to me says, seek and you shall find. Knock and the doors shall be opened. If you read Matthew 7, verse 7, that's exactly what it says. Seek and you shall find. So only those that are seeking are going to find. If you're not seeking, you're not going to find. Hence, we're talking about also like the education system that I was talking about before. If you already know what you need to seek, then you're going to find what you're seeking. If you have no awareness of what you're looking for, how are you going to find it? And so
that's a really, really good point, because sorry to just interject, but since you started talking about the education system, my mind's kind of been rolling over the fact that the current education system that we have was created to create employees for corporate employers and industry, and trains us how to show up at a certain time, start a new activity at a ring of a bell, all go to lunch at a certain time, how to be en masse what those corporate business owners needed at the time.
Yeah,
factories.
It was for factories.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
It was all designed for factory. Thank you, Henry Ford. But it was all designed for that. Actually, is even designed prior to that. But the public
so robotic, right? So robotic.
It's very mechanical and very robotic.
We have not had that economy in this country for a number of years.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. We've moved into a service economy rather than a manufacturing economy. 100%. And we are still training our children how to respond to a manufacturing economy instead of gleaning their creativity for what kind of goods and services could be further, offered that don't require manufacturing. Right. Yeah. So this is a long time coming, this shift, and it's absolutely necessary.
It is.
Because we've got literally a whole generation that's doing stuff that's completely different than they've been trained to do. And they resent the fact that their entire education was wasted training them to do stuff that doesn't fulfill a need in our society.
100%. 100%. I had a client that came for a reading, a young student, and she was, we were talking about her school and the reading, and she says that the whole 2020 was like a wasted year. Like all they had to do was like sign up, because everything went virtual and nobody really knew what they were doing when we had the shutdowns. And all they did really is sign up. They really didn't study anything. They really didn't study or learn anything during that year. So she feels that year was wasted. And I was like, it's just really amazing to me how the kids that are now going into college, they're going to be the future of, the world. And if they're lost, then what is the future going to look like? Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of them are suffering from identity crisis. They don't even know who they are. It's just really sad, and it's really scary at the same time.
Well, and you look at some of our most quote unquote successful people right now, like the billionaires and so on. I challenge anybody, make a list of the most wealthiest billionaires in this country that have created something that contributes to our way of life, our society. At least 80% of them, I'm gonna put that statistic out there. At least 80% of them dropped out of college.
Yes. It was something that they like to do, and they, somehow had an epiphany to create something, and they made it. It wasn't really
Zuckerberg, Jobs, and Gates. None of them finished college.
I don't know.
No, but they are lifelong students. So there's a difference between being a student and a difference between being a college graduate. I am, yes, a college graduate, but I'm also a student. I don't know. I can't speak for Gayle or Damaris. However, my sense is that we're all students. I mean, even today, I'm learning something I've never learned before. Why? Because, I have to learn it. and
if you want to grow and expand, there's more to know.
Yeah,
there's more to know.
Exactly.
And you can't, you can't stop. Well, you can.
You can't really. We're always.
Let me tell you. You can. There's an option. You have the choice each and every day. So you can choose not to grow and stay comfortable, or what you think is comfortable, or you can get a little bit uncomfortable, like, and stretch and expand and really start to challenge yourself in that. And I think for me, I kind of, and my kids probably, they understand, at least Gregory and Genevieve do. Zachary is a bit different because he finished school down in Australia. But when we moved from Australia back to the United States to do high school, finished the last couple of years off for my two younger kids, we went, no joke, it was rated the #1 school in the area. Washington State, the whole state, #1 school. We're like, oh, how blessed are we? We are going to be in the #1 school. Oh my gosh, it was like a flaming shit show. Now, this is my opinion. I am not going to use the name of the school.
Yeah,
I'm going to be very courteous, but it was so different, and it was definitely a school that was designed for kids to go K through 12 in and become robotic.
Yeah.
And it's very, I mean, I would love to say had a Riverdale feel to it, but no, I could have dealt with a Riverdale feel, because at least that way it's like, oh, I know exactly, it's drama. I can get this. I can get behind this aspect. No, for me, it was a really disappointing education and high school experience for both of them. And they had come from these amazing schools where they were being challenged. I mean, here they are. Exactly. My kids like to be challenged. They like to be, they like to have people, challenge their own thought, their own creativity, how they're thinking.
Critical thinking.
The framing of their thinking. Yes, it's all about critical thinking, but yet from also a very creative aspect of it too.
Of course.
And anytime they kept getting shut down and slammed, and it just, oh boy. The greatest thing that happened was Genevieve graduating early.
Yeah. My daughter.
That's excellent. Let me just interject before you go, Damaris. When we are faced these days with superlatives, #1 this, leader in this, blah, 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 right? We must start asking ourselves, says who?
Yes.
Because context is decisive, right? That school was #1 in the industrialization of the kids' brains, right? And that's what the educational system right now is set to reward.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They want conformity. They want you to be able to just accept, even college, right? Why do they have to take all the extra classes that don't make a difference?
Exactly.
Because the employer wants you to be able to swallow shit without spitting it back.
Yep. 100%. 100%.
You know,
I was going to say my daughter owes $80,000 in college. She went to a private college for business management and business things. I mean, yeah, she's working in business, but she has this debt. I mean, it's really ridiculous if you ask me. Mm-hmm. Also, what the school system does, because of what you just said, Gayle, is create competitiveness with each, with people, this 20 people for one job. So they're competing against each other. They throw each other under the bus. If we all just tapped into our creative abilities, there would be no competition. There really wouldn't be. And so it's just the system just doesn't work. And the 9 energy, the 9 vibration is the teacher. When you begin to know yourself and know who you are and what you're here to do. And that's what that energy is. But I'll give it over to Krista because I think we wasted a lot of time already and we're running.
No, it's okay because the crystal of the week will help rein it all in.
In the meantime, the old-fashioned gift for a teacher was an apple on the desk for wisdom.
Yes.
Maybe instead now we can shift that over to putting stickers on their mouths.
Yeah.
All right, Ms. Krista, you got the floor. This is some
really
amazing stuff.
I do. It is a great crystal, green selenite. First of all, let's start with the whole color green aspect of it. It is a hard to find. It's a very rare type of selenite. Mm-hmm. And the fact that it's green, it works with the heart chakra. But it doesn't just work there. All selenite is a higher vibration. It works with all your higher chakras, and it is considered to be the etheric crystal. It is one that helps us connect to our higher self. And you're like, who's this higher self you're speaking of? But it's that part of you that's it's connected to you inside of you, but it's also that part of you that is connected to the greater cause.
So it's not the voice in your head, it's the Jiminy Cricket in your heart.
Oh, I like that. That is a really good way of putting it. So when Jiminy Cricket is there telling you, that's your higher self. So think about selenite, whether it's green, whether it's pink, whether it's red, whether it's brown, whether it's white, or whether it's gray. It can be there are quite a wide range of colors for them. Think of it as being here for all of us to pause, to take that 5 seconds and count down when something is happening. Is like Damaris has been talking about, we're all going through a change. Mm-hmm. And because we're at that 9 energy for today, think of it, which is completion. Think of it as it's giving you that pause to stop, take a breath, and connect. To connect with you, to connect with what your heart is saying, to connect with what is your truth, not the truth of everyone around you, which, oh, by the way, does include us, and that's okay. Although I only speak truth, my truth.
Yeah.
See, sorry, had to play with that one. But yeah, no, you have to. You don't have to. There is no have tos.
No.
But pause just a moment and see what your truth is before you respond, before you react. Right now, I find that we are in this we keep doing knee-jerk reactions. which is part of our dilemma. And we've had a lot of things come up that affect all of us, that don't just affect one or two of us. I mean, now that on that level, I don't know what your level is of, those things, how many are affecting you, but they're in terms of a global, it's global happenings. There are a lot of things that are coming out. There's a lot of things that have been bubbling to the surface, and we're being challenged to find that truth, to find what speaks to our heart, to find what is actually going to resonate most with us, not the kerfuffling around us, but with us.
100%.
And that is really what green selenite is going to do. It is a high vibration. It is a high vibing. When you look, can you toss that picture back up?
Absolutely.
Please, Gailsy. Thank you. See, she has it. She's so awesome. You see how it's all spiky out there? I wanted to see that. And it had all those little bits and bobs. Think of that as lasers. In all those directions, all that laser energy, that green selenite laser energy is going all these directions, and it's aiming, right? You might think it's like, oh, it's scattered. It's not scattered. It's going so that it works with those who need it the most. So I challenge each of you to take the picture if you don't have a piece of green selenite, and if you do, please, please, please share a picture. I actually have never seen green selenite. No. I was like thinking, have I seen it in a mineral museum? And I haven't. But yeah. If you have
I want to interject too, because if you're looking for green selenite, be very careful. Actual green selenite is expensive because it is very rare. It's you're not going to find it.
It is very expensive.
And they dye selenite to look green. So if the price is too cheap, you've got white selenite with green on it. Now it will probably work similarly because it's just pulling on the color energy along with the white selenite, but don't get screwed.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, really, no, valid, very good point, because I was looking at it earlier today, and I was like, oh, this isn't something I'll be taking with me in the turtle. Maybe later on in life when we're done traveling. But if you have a piece, though, share a picture. I'd love to see it, and tell me what it is that you get out of it, because I'm inviting you guys to do a meditation with it. Really sit, hold it in your hand, your non-dominant hand, the one that you don't write with, okay, to make it very easy. And you're going to put it in your hand and you're going to hold it. Now, if you're dealing with the picture, you're going to have the picture in front of you and still have your non-dominant hand on top of your dominant hand facing up towards you, and then just breathe and breathe in that color green and breathe in the energy of the selenite and see what comes up for you. You're going to want to do it like 15 minutes. See how it makes you feel, because it should elevate your knowing. It should open your heart space. And it should help you really be able to identify the bullshit. Okay. True story. Selenite is a great bullshit meter.
Awesome.
What card do we have, Gayle?
We have the 9 of Wands.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Again, yes, the 9 for the 9 of the day, definitely. And the 9 of Wands is all about hard-won experience, right? Like he's standing. Now, mind you, keep in mind, each character in the deck has one wand, right?
Yes.
This bad boy has 9. He has kicked ass and taken wands. Okay, he has kicked. You are almost right there, right? You are so close to what it is that you set out to do, right? And there's that last little 50 yards to sprint. Don't let doubt get in your head now.
Love
right?
it.
You are almost there. Keep going. Trust that you have gained experience from where you have fallen short before and put that in the gap for you to cross that finish line. All right.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
So, isn't that great for today? Awesome.
That
stuff.
is great.
All right, let's talk a little bit about heart-centered networking, because of course all of this always kind of pulls together, right? And it also kind of strangely pulls together for the fact that I'm going to be in person at the Rock Your World event this weekend, which just finalized today, and I set these weekly things up over 6 months ago. Okay, so it's just, I just love how it all kind of falls in. So yeah, we're talking about that. That you were talking about the Aries going into Taurus, and what was it that was going into Cancer?
Mercury.
Mercury, that's right. So as soon as I hear those things, I hear angry and stubborn meets whiny and cryy. Okay, so
Go ahead.
right? If you have the option, right? Like you've got two tools right here with those things. You can apply either one of those. You could get your way by being whiny and crying. Please help me out. You can get your way by going, no, motherfucker, this is how this is going to go. And I'm not taking no for an answer. You have both of those at your disposal this week. Okay. Now, which one is actually going to help you with that green selenite energy coming from your heart, energy expanding from your heart space, pushing through any blockages? That's the selenite part, the green part being the heart energy chakra part, right? Mm-hmm. So which one of those is actually going to serve you to pick up out of your toolbox and use? Well, in any given moment, it could be either one. We're not judging here. Sometimes it takes that angry, stubborn, this will not go any other way than the way I say, right? Sometimes we got to pull out the doe eyes and bat our eyelashes a little bit and give the sob story on why we need the help, right? Yeah. Sometimes that's the thing to do. You'll know in that moment. You're intuitive. You've got it, right? All right. Mm-hmm. Now, pulling in that Nine of Wands energy. Now, here's the thing. When we are talking about using that heart energy for networking, right? There's a number of things to really be aware of. First of all, especially for like women. Now, the three of us don't have it so bad, as I have seen many, many times in the past in networking groups and so on, especially when two women do a similar type of system, or for lack of a better term, their magic is similar. Okay.
Yeah.
And it can be very, very easy for you to tank yourself by buying into society's umbrella of, women are competing for the best man and the best position in society because they have to attach to a man to get a decent position in society, right? So that at the very basis of it makes us competitive with other women because we are fighting for the best possible outcome for our offspring. Yep. Don't get the fuck in the way of a mother or potential mother trying to fight for the best possible outcome for her offspring, right? So, but that's archaic.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that anymore.
No.
In fact, it's far more powerful for women to band together and say, hey, look at what Krista does. Krista does these amazing crystal readings. And I just love it because she gets so excited about it. She's very on the money. And it's a hell of a lot of fun to do those things, right? Look at what Damaris is doing. Oh my God. Damaris made this head to toe fucking potion that I've been using on my hair. You have no idea Damaris, what the Northeast, what Michigan does to a girl's long hair, right? And here I am with having to like rubber band it down so it doesn't poof out like a foxtail right now, right? With all the humidity. But what she does is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. I love that. So I can go, well, you know, I can make better potions. Well, no, not really. I can't. But for shits and giggles, an example, you know, I could be like, if I tried, I could. You know, that's bullshit energy, honey.
Yeah.
That is bullshit energy. No. So I will be walking into this event that's coming up this weekend. Here, I'll give you a little bit of July 9th and 10th. The VFW Bruce Hall Post. It's on Jefferson and St. Clair Shores, right about 12.5 mile. For those of you in Michigan who know what 12.5 mile means, it's Martin Road and Jefferson. So I will be walking into this event, not inside of the idea of, oh my gosh, there's all these other tarot readers. They're probably way better than me. Oh, I could, you know, they must have more experience than me. They're more, you know, like gift-wise gifted, you know, instead of skilled and talented, or just learning how to go differentiate between this is intuitive and this is what my brain thinks you should do, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. But walking in there going, guess what? Green selenite in my bra, bitch. Let's go. Let's go. My love is all over you. My love is
going in
all
with your
over.
knowingness.
There you go.
Right.
All that.
Yeah. You know, and let that vibration carry the day. Smiling at the people that are around you, whether they do the same thing or a completely different thing, whether you like that completely different thing or not, right? But from heart to heart, yeah, getting to know people, getting to know what their skills and talents are so that you can recommend them to other people in a very genuine and supportive way. Because quite frankly, especially Facebook advertising sucks. Doesn't fucking work, right? You pay an awful lot of money to Meta for nothing. No response, right? An awful lot of money. But if I get on Facebook Live and I go, oh my God, look at what Damaris made, right? Look at what Krista's doing, right? You're going to be far more likely to check out what Krista and Damaris are doing because for whatever reason, you think I'm right about things. I don't know where you got that from, but okay, I'll take it. You get what I'm saying,
baby,
right? Right? The word of mouth, the support of someone else, you know, is so much stronger than getting on and going, hey, look at me, I'm fab, right? Well, I am, but the energy is different when someone else says it. Right. And all of that comes back tenfold, threefold, 100-fold, right? From so many different directions that you can't even see.
It's true.
You know, so step into that kind of, what was that? 4.5 miles. Yes, it is almost, it's 4.5 miles north of Rabbit, but he's more on the west side. And actually, Tracy, if you want to be more accurate about that, I live about 3 miles south of him right now. We'll go for a walk. Anyway, that's my challenge to you this week, right? Know that you are in the space of the 9 of Wands. You are almost there. Keep going. Apply what you've learned in the past so that you can finish in a victorious way, right? Use the power of the planetary alignments as tools to get you to that successful end of your venture. Use the energy of the color green, the heart-centered energy, the selenite, whether you've got white and pretend it's green, whether you can actually find green selenite, but visualize that and do what Krista said about that meditation first, because that's going to load you. Okay. That's going to, sorry, I'm going the wrong way. Load you. Right. Yep. And then when you go into these social situations, especially by, you know, environments that can raise you up, right? Go in there beaming like a fucking Care Bear to everybody. to everybody. It's not up to you to judge whether they are worthy of your love and attention or not. Your job is to love everyone, period.
Yeah.
Right? And as long as you've got all that energy going out into the world, it cannot help but cycle back into your life. So that's what we've got for today.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yay! Now we want to say congratulations to our winner of the week. This week's Woo Woo giveaway winner, Andrea Marie. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's going to make her day.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. She's in the middle of moving right now. That'll make her day.
Fantastic. Perfect timing. What's the future hold for you? All right. So all you got to do is reach out to Krista or Damaris or myself and get on our schedule. If you pick me, it'll be an intuitive reading or an EFT tapping session. If you pick Krista, it will be a crystal reading. If you pick Damaris, it'll be numerology or intuitive tarot. Make your choice. Reach out to us. We'll get you right on the schedule. And we'll have a lot of fun doing it too. So thanks for being part of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. And one last thing, I'm going to turn this over really quickly to Krista.
Hey, everyone. I want to thank our Coven of Joy members that we have. We have now opened up the Amethyst, and it's Amethyst, which is the level of I think I said wisdom. I can't, you know what? It's right up here.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's wisdom. Sorry, guys. Yeah, it is. It's wisdom. And so in any case, I want to thank everyone for playing. I'd love it if you guys would come over and join us, whether it is citrine or wisdom. I mean, the citrine or the amethyst, because the amethyst level, you guys are going to start having access to our moon and woo. And the three of us will be getting on live with you guys on the week of the new moon and the week of the full moon to talk everything moon and woo.
Yes.
I love it. Coming up the 15th, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's coming up very quickly, actually. It's funny. It's funny how those 2 weeks fly by in between.
They do.
It is. It is.
And for those of you who don't already, order your Three Crones and the Woo Woo stickers. You get a limited edition pack of 4 for only $10, and you can Venmo us at DGK3.
I got mine today.
Woohoo! Oh my God, I love it. That is so cool.
My coffee mug. I got it from Krista.
Yes.
Now I got to go check out the mail.
And I mailed the packet. Yes. So you guys got exactly what our amethyst. Oh, by the way, when you do also join the amethyst level, you get you get 2 special stickers, and you get our special pin, and you get a crystal from me, which is, I bet you can't guess what kind of crystal it is.
Amethyst.
Yeah. Yes.
It's big spite. Anyway. Awesome stuff.
No.
Okay. So I want to make sure that we take the moment to sincerely thank all of you for watching Three Crones and the Woo Woo, for being part of the Coven of Joy, being supporters on Patreon, and just all around amazing people to show up on Tuesdays and laugh and interact and comment with us. We are so very grateful for your presence in this endeavor. Total green selenite hearted love. Mwah. And have a fantastic